friends, Andy Vegan. Today is my gentle juice fasting day, and that is once a week on the average. And then that day I eat less, or let's say I take in less calories than on a usual day. Do something my body is not used to, and so the body has to change its habit. The body begins to use another kind of energy. It produces the energy in a different way, let's say. The metabolism, that's called, changes. And that means in a usual day I eat sugar, for example, fruit and so and everything, and then the cells burn the sugar. The sugar is the fuel for the cells to burn. The easiest way to get energy, food, with food. Energy we gain in many ways. Music is energy, love is energy, air is energy, warm is energy. So, but I mean food. So the food is the easiest way for the body to digest. Food is fruit, and because the sugar can be burned in the cells, the carbohydrates. And when you eat fat and protein, you have to break it down. The body has to work a lot to get the energy from that. In the end, it always burns sugar, mostly. There's an exception, but mostly sugar. On a fasting day, the body changes the metabolism, how it gets energy, and they burn ketones. And ketones in the smaller form of molecule, smaller than sugar, and it is more efficient to burn the ketones. It begins to digest itself, to say the body. It burns the things that doesn't need, they are stored somewhere. That's a little bit complicated. I don't want to explain that now too much in the details, not so important. It's a different way to get the energy, and so the many things change. The body cleanses itself, for example. The mind also, with the extra energy, because you have no digestion. Digestion takes a lot of energy. When you have extra energy, the mind gets clarified. You can see thoughts that you usually would not see, and then you can get rid of them. You can let them go, for example. You don't need them anymore. So these kind of things happen on the fasting day, and that's a wonderful time because it's like a reset button on the computer, when you turn it off and it comes on again. Oftentimes the problems have vanished, and the same with the body. It repairs itself, it cleanses. Like at night when you go to bed, the body cleanses, refreshes. In the morning you're fresh again, if everything works right. Yeah. And the fasting day is a longer night, so to say. I do it once a week, one day, and the night before and after, of course. And then I feel refreshed. And I have also more energy, for example, to create new recipes on a fasting day. Today I create nut milk, almond milk, and I have tried some almond milks already. It's easy. I make a vanilla almond milk today, because the reason is I found that the chia pudding I always make with nut milk, not always but oftentimes, tastes very different if I use almond milk, for example, or coconut milk. I found that with coconut milk the chia pudding tasted neutral, perfect to taste other fruit on top of a chia pudding. Chia is the little seed from South America, Mexico, I think, that is so healthy with the oil, with the omega-3 fatty acids, and it gels up, and it's a wonderful breakfast or dessert. So these chia seeds, they taste neutral usually, but with coconut milk it's neutral. It's wonderful. I put something on top of it, it tastes even better before that background. And the almond milk, and the opposite I found, makes the chia pudding, the chia seeds taste like something, has an own flavor. The chia seeds seem to have a similar flavor as the almonds. I was surprised to find out recently. I thought, well, let's try a new almond milk for the chia pudding, because I want to make this kind of chia pudding with almond milk and a spice. I did one chia pudding with almond milk only. Now I want to make a chia pudding with the almond milk with vanilla, for example, because the vanilla, here I have some powder here. You can take any kind of vanilla. I have just a teaspoon of vanilla powder here. I have that, and because the vanilla flavor is a very complex flavor, and the almonds also have a complex flavor that I find a little bit similar to vanilla. Usually almonds can be bitter a little bit. If you find a bitter almond, it can ruin the whole almond, the whole package. But from the flavor, yeah. But depends on the kind of almonds you purchase. These here are pretty okay. I found when you have a little bit of more expensive almond, oftentimes you don't find that many super bitter almonds that ruin everything when you make a large amount of almond milk, for example, a liter or so. These are pretty safe, but there are different ones. Yeah, you gotta find out. It's not that bad, yeah, but you always want to avoid the bitter ones. But the almond in itself has a special flavor that's also pretty complex, and I find it similar with the vanilla. Well, vanilla has the effect that you open the senses, so it's an amazing spice that really makes me taste other ingredients much more, as if the space opens up in my senses by the vanilla, and that's so exciting. This kind of effect, it's a sensual spice, the sensual spice. I don't know any other spice that has this effect. So we'll try today with almond milk. I didn't try that before. And then I will, of course, drink the almond milk today on a fasting day. On a fasting day, I usually have water, juices, fresh juices preferably, veggie broth, or also coffee and tea, no problem, anything. Without the fiber, I reduce the fiber usually, that what has to be digested in the food. I reduce that by filtering, for example, or juicing it. And then I have the pure essence of that fruit or that ingredient. With nut milk, I reduce the fiber too. I blend it in a blender here today, and I filter it through a nut milk bag. I'll show you in a moment. Then I have only the nutrients and not the fiber. So the nut milk is also something that doesn't have to be digested. It goes direct into the bloodstream. Of course, the almonds have more fat, nuts have more fat. Almonds are not specifically nuts. Biologically, it's something else. I don't really know, right? Maybe it's a berry, or I don't know what almond exactly is. Is a specific botanical category. It's not exactly a nut, but we can treat it as a nut. It's a lot of fat, a little protein, a lot of fiber, so it's very healthy. Almonds especially are very healthy nuts. And but the fat is there, and it's more calories than a juice, and it's more dense fat than the protein. So it is something I take on a fasting day sometimes, and towards the evening when the day goes to end and I want to calm down a little bit. I'll take a little bit more energy in, like nut milk, for example, plant milk, and that is like a dessert on a fasting day. And today I make such a milk. I make this vanilla almond milk, and I put the ratio is I put 2 cups of almonds. You take more or less, the milk gets thicker and thinner. 2 cups is medium, I would say. It's a good creamy milk. Here, 2 cups, I show you again, almonds. And have some dates to make it sweeter. It's wonderful with vanilla especially. Sweetness is 7 or 8 dates, medium-sized, pitted, of course. They go very nice with vanilla. Vanilla is perfect for sweet flavors, also for hot flavors, but it's this flavor from the vanilla. This effect comes from fermentation. It's from a certain part of a petal, of a blossom, from an orchid. I think it's the orchid, kind of orchid, or so. It's a large petal. And there is one part in that orchid petal that is the part for the vanilla, and that has to be fermented. It's a very long process. It takes a month. It has to sit in a dark place, covered with leaves and so, and then it ferments. Has a very complex process of the bacteria work with it, and so, and then it has this very complex flavor. It makes this effect. Nothing else do that. But it's very nice, and with sweetness, it unfolds especially. It's very nice for sweet desserts. You all know that vanilla vanilla desserts. Yeah, it's very well known. Because of that long procedure, that plant you need for that, and the long procedure it takes, it's of course very expensive too. I take a little bit only. You don't need that much. And sometimes I take it because it's so nice. So, and 1 liter of water for 2 cups. That is my ratio. As I said, you want to have it thinner, take only 1 cup. You want to have it thicker, take a little bit more nuts or almonds, as you wish. So, let's begin the blender dance. Let's see if it's enough. Looks good. Maybe a minute or so. Blending would usually need no more time. So this is a nutmilk bag. These are very, very helpful. These bags. I use them for a long time already, and it has can filter the fiber from the ingredients that you blended before, and then there's only the juice remains, and it doesn't need to be digested in the intestines because, as I said before, that is the fiber that has to be digested. So the body, so the bacteria in the intestines mainly, they separate the fiber from the food, and then the fiber gets most of it, gets eliminated, and that is the main part of the digestion. And then when what we don't need from the food is eliminated, and the food itself, the nutrients go into the bloodstream, then the assimilation begins, and we take in the nutrients, and that's of course another process than digestion. It's part of the digestion in general, but it's a different process, and the fiber is usually not part of the assimilation. It plays a certain role. And again, that's a little bit complex explanation, but it doesn't matter that right now. Most importantly here for this purpose is the fiber is now filtered out of the juice, of the milk, and what remains are only the nutrients. That is the fat, the protein, some vitamins and minerals, and of course the water is in there too. And I do that now. It takes a moment to do that because you see, when you have only nuts without spices or dates or so, this filtering is very easy. Yeah? The pores in the bag here, they are small, and when you put dates in it or a seasoning like vanilla or so, it's stuck in the bag and in the pores. It takes longer time to do this milking. But it takes some more time, and I come back in a moment. You see the way I do it. I do it all the time here. And out comes the milk. I come back in a moment and I show you what it looks like, and then I will taste it in front of you to see what it tastes like, this vanilla almond milk. I'm very excited. I didn't try it before, but let's see in a moment. Come back. This is my vanilla almond milk. I didn't taste it yet. I just milked the nut milk bag, and now I'm eager to taste it. It looks nice. It has a nice broken white color, yeah, from the dates and the vanilla. It always makes it a little bit darker. Texture is nice, like a medium creamy nut milk. And now we'll taste it. Let's see. Excited? I don't know. Very nice. You know, when I make a nut milk like this, I'm always excited when I drink it, because you make your own nut milk. It's so nice because the milk you make yourself, I make myself, it's my experience, I don't know how you feel it, but it's so light. It tastes like water almost, but it has this fullness, this richness of the nut flavor and the other ingredients you put into it, the seasonings and so. It's nothing like when you purchase a milk or so. It's always great, but it is so different. You make your own, it's so fresh and light, and as opposed to making a smoothie, when you have the fiber in it and everything, with a banana milk smoothie or something, can also be light and runny. But when you make a nut milk and you press it through a bag and take out the fiber, this lightness, this crystal clarity in that milk, that is so nice. Yeah, it's really wonderful. And on a fasting day, it makes such a difference. You have a nut milk or a smoothie or so. Nothing matches the lightness and this crystal clearness, clarity from these nut milks. It's really wonderful to make them. And I don't think it's another way to get it like that. You can't purchase that. You can purchase the regular nut milks, plant milks. They are wonderful. I always have them here, oat milk and these kind of things. But making these is very precious. And of course, it's more expensive when you have these large compounds. When the big industry makes these plant milks, they can make it very much inexpensive. They can purchase these large amounts of whatever they have, the almonds or whatever, and that is of course less expensive. But I try to figure out what the cost is if I make my own, and in the end you pay more when you make your own than when you purchase it. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but so even if it's a little bit more expensive, once in a while, so precious, these nut milks, because this clarity, this crystal clearness, and I don't know how to express it, the lightness is really unmatched, and really nice experience. I will enjoy now a little bit. Maybe something goes into the fridge. I don't need to drink it all, and maybe tomorrow I make a nice chia pudding. I don't know. Let's see. In many ways I can use this wonderful milk. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my video, subscribe. MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. I enjoy the endless vegan variety together with you, maybe, if you like. And you can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. And there is one page on Facebook. It's called TriYoga Moonfasting. I post all my juice and milk recipes there, and they're for fasting. I use them for fasting, and you can find them there, and you can become a member. It's free, and it's just for fasting. The fasting calendar is there. And it's called TriYoga Moonfasting because the moon fasting, or the gentle juice fasting as we also call it, is derived from TriYoga. That is the yoga style I practice, from Yogini Kaliji. She has brought the flow into yoga world. Now it's everywhere. But the original flow comes from TriYoga. It was 1980 or so, 1980, yeah. And it is the non-violent lifestyle in yoga, so to say. Yoga is known for the ahimsa idea that comes from yoga. It's the universal truth, or the non-violence principle, of not harmfulness, gentle, compassionate lifestyle. This idea of the flow brings this non-violence into the yoga, and that's why I like it so much. And it's so efficient. It's so nice to be in the flow. That's why we call this yoga page, this Facebook page, TriYoga Moonfasting, because this kind of fasting is in the flow. It is gentle, non-violent, and is part of a wonderful lifestyle. See you soon.